Communication between businesses or brands with their clients or customers is not what it used to be. So for today, we take a look at some of the trends that are likely to shape how brands communicate with their audiences in the years to come. Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video, and for today we are taking a look at a couple of brand communication trends that I think businesses should be paying attention to. As always, this video is brought to you by the team over at Liyon Media. Head on over to check out some of the crispiest photo, video and audio content. That's www.lionmedia.com. Head on over, check it out and just see what the team can do for you. The last 2 decades, driven by the rise of technology and the use of the internet, has undoubtedly changed how brands communicate with their customers, how they find customers, and how they keep customers. And for today, we're going to be looking at two particular trends that could, shape how businesses, are interacting with their people and how they could strategize their brand communication going forward. So the first trend is something that I'd like to call the rise of undeclared or undisclosed ads, or the rise of ads that are not ads. And if we look at the rise of social media, a lot of advertising is now pervasive on all social media platforms, whether you're talking Facebook, Instagram, and of late TikTok. You see advertising all over the place. But TikTok in particular is quite interesting to me. I attended a TikTok for Business event recently in Johannesburg, and there were so many insights that they shared with us, just around how brands, how businesses are leveraging digital technology, social media, and platforms like TikTok to actually communicate with their audiences. Perhaps the biggest nugget for me was the fact that Gen Zs, or the current generation of what are called digital natives, they hate advertising. And we actually saw a statistic that says about half or more of Gen Zs actually use an ad blocker of some sort because they hate ads so much. But even if people hate ads, it doesn't mean that they don't exist. And when you look at TikTok as a case study, you see that there are three main ways that brands are communicating with their audiences. The first one is the normal generic paid ads. Literally, you have the same ad that you would put on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You literally just pay and have it on TikTok. And then the second one is where you can literally make an ad that's in the style of a normal TikTok video. And then the third one is where you have a situation where you engage with certain creators on the platform and you have them use your product or incorporate their product into the type of content that they already make and is already popular with their audiences. And it's that second and third type of advertising that I think is quite key. One of the big insights that came out from the team at TikTok is that they're saying that on their platform it's proved to be quite a successful one with advertisers, because Gen Zs or the young people at the moment don't mind the ads that they see on that platform. They actually quite enjoy some of them, firstly because of how entertaining they are, and then secondly because of how they are produced. They don't feel like ads, or rather the audience doesn't feel like they're being sold. The reason why this is important is simply because in a lot of cases we all know an ad is an ad. If you're on YouTube, it literally tells you this is an ad. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, etc., you get sponsored notice and the like. But now it seems that the trend is towards making content that incorporates certain products, making it seem as if it's organic content. This in itself is nothing new. If you look at entertainment over the decades, first in the movies, you'll see product placements. I'm thinking about the Iron Man franchise of movies, where Robert Downey Jr. or Tony Stark has typically driven an Audi of some sort. You don't say that that is an Audi ad per se, but you can literally see the Audi featuring quite prominently in those movies. And so it comes top to mind. And then the second one is reality shows, right? I think one of the big reasons why reality shows have proven to be as popular as they are is simply because they're aspirational. People want to live like a certain class of people. So the type of products that they use, the places that they hang out, all of that, it's not a discrete ad. It's not stated as an ad, but it is advertising nonetheless. If you see that Kim Kardashian uses, let's say, an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and you want to aspire to be like that person, you're more likely to go out and actually buy a phone like that, or at least be aware enough to want to do something like that. And these are very powerful tools because, as I said, it doesn't feel like an ad, but most of the time it feels more like a suggestion or a recommendation that just comes from a richer, cooler friend. And despite their reputation, I would definitely say that this is probably the one thing that has propelled the Kardashians above so many other personalities around the world. That ability to sell things to people without them realizing that it's an ad or that things are being sold. The second major trend I want to highlight is the possible regulation of bots online. There have been a lot of headlines over the last couple of months about the fact that Elon Musk said he was going to buy Twitter and then backtracked, and part of his excuse for backtracking, or at least trying to, has been the claim that there are too many bots that are on Twitter, that Twitter hasn't been able to manage the number of bots that are on the platform. And I think this has brought a lot more of a spotlight onto the issue of bots. In essence, the word bot tends to refer to a type of artificial intelligence or automated systems of response. These are used all over the internet. You can think about your chatbots, where you go on a certain type of service and you can chat, make an inquiry, and you have these automated instant responses that will be coming from a machine of some sort. These have obviously proven quite popular in the world of customer care. In the world of social media, bots come in all different shapes and sizes, but in a lot of use cases, bots are used to like, share, comment, that type of, and have actually been blamed in a number of instances for driving certain narratives, particularly around politics. But these bots tend to be quite infamous and are often linked to the issue of buying engagement, buying views, buying followers, that type of activity. But while all that is true, they can have some really cool applications. We spoke about customer care earlier on, but there have been some very innovative uses in the past. The Johannesburg Zoo, for example, once created a system where a very popular honey badger, whenever it would go out and drink water, there would be, a plate, which it would step on, and that would, sense that the honey badger on it is about to drink. It would activate a camera, take a picture, and a tweet would be sent out, saying something like, "Oh, look, I'm drinking water."
As he moves around camp, he trips sensors which send relevant tweets.
BG also shares zoo news, animal info, pictures of his meals, and selfies.
And in essence, you could say that was a bot, of some sort, and a way that the Joburg Zoo was able to sort of create some, fanfare and engagement, with their audiences. So one can really see that, bots, if used correctly, can really be a good thing. But at the same time, they can work quite detrimentally. Now, coming back to Elon Musk, I really do think that because he's shed so much light on bots, that you might see the Federal Trade Commission or the Federal Communications Commission, basically the regulators in the United States, using this as possibly an opportunity to do a wide-ranging investigation into how bots are actually being used online, and probably come up with some parameters, thresholds, and rules around which bots should actually be used. And if something like that happens over in the United States, it's realistic to then see a number of different jurisdictions, Europe, Australia, Africa, following suit. People tend not to like regulation, but regulation always, catches up in one way or another. And if I was a member of, the FTC, the FCC, I'm not a regulator myself, but if I was, this could actually be a great opportunity to proactively look into the regulation of bots, as opposed to reacting, sometime later to maybe some adverse event that would have happened. In the process of editing, and the one thing I realized I forgot to mention, regulators, ads that are not ads, will they come to the table and actually force people to get into a situation where they have to declare that something is an ad or some type of paid for promotion, because it does enter some type of ethical grounds. A lot of the time your ads are declared as ads, but if we're seeing the rise of these types of discrete ads, what's going to happen there? So that's been it for this video. I think it's quite clear that things online are always shifting and always changing, and these are just a couple of things that I wanted to highlight, and especially how brands do communicate. These are just some of the things that are likely to take shape over time. We wait to see how everything ends up playing out. Is Elon Musk really going to lead to the regulation of bots online? What's going to happen with organic versus inorganic content on platforms like TikTok? We wait to see, but businesses should definitely be paying attention. I do have a podcast that will be coming out. I will link it, at the time that it does, with the team, over at TikTok, discussing, this very issue, and they get into quite a bit of detail. But otherwise, outside of that, you guys can let me know what you think. Is this really an issue? Am I just making too much noise about nothing? Are there other trends that you'd like us to speak about? You guys can let us know in the comments. Drop us a note, let us know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
This is Muffs Too Much, and you're watching MobbJustice TV. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. We're there on YouTube. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe.